Her and my dad growing up, like, there's been stories, like, they've been through some, like, fucked up shit. Like, I mean, there's stories about, like, my dad being involved with the Ouija board. Dad, god damn it, don't worry about the fucking seatbelt, just put this thing in drive and let's go. Okay. It seems to be legit, no joke. Kill a large bull that wandered too close to her. That's the part that gave me chills. It was like a fucking bull.
Hopefully we don't die and get cursed.
We won't. Is there anyone with me here right now? Yes or no? Light fucking moved, and it's not even windy out.
Paranormal and supernatural is the same thing. It's the dead basically coming back. That's not supernatural?
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. What the fuck?
What the? Yeah, that was like a fucking
cut and a lot of like gibberish.
Yeah.
Like just us walking and not seeing anything.
Oh, yeah. Holy shit! Like people are actually intrigued in these kinds of videos, and I love making these kinds of videos. What the fuck? God damn it.
Probably a drive-by. Probably, dude. Holy. Oh shit! What the hell? Okay.
Incidents in this house where stuff has come through stereo systems, is where we get a lot of it from. So.
Damn. The previous video, then I'll go down to that creepy ditch by myself, right? It's got 5 likes. Damn, okay, so this is kind of like a trip down memory lane kind of thing, with I always shove a camera in your guys' face, but on a serious note, I know I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Not only like us like investigating like around here, but actually like going out and like seeing what's out there. Which, because I've been in the, I've been in the mood for investigating, like, because I think the last time I really did anything like paranormal was when I was with you guys. When we last did, like, was like 2019, So like it's been like 4 years, and I still have that video up on the channel too when we did that seance. I still don't remember that very vividly, but I don't know. But like I also want to let you guys know too. Like I addressed it earlier in the video how like like on a serious note, like as far as like family, like this is my first time back in like a few years. So like it feels like kind of weird at the same time. It just kind of feels like how it's always been because it just shows like the vibe hasn't changed much and whatnot. And yeah, but I'm not sure where to start because like I've planned this out in my head, but there's like so much that I kind of want to go through with you a little bit. I just don't know where to start with this. But I just want to say that I appreciate you guys for wanting to do this stuff with me, kind of thing. Because I've always wanted to like do these kinds of things, like either if it was with family or with my buddies, because they're not as big into it like I am. As far as like Kirby and Zach say that they don't really believe, which I know people have like their own preferences, but I feel like the reason I believe is because like I kind of grew up with it. I think. Not only that, freaking Ghost Adventures was the shit growing. Freaking Zach Bagans. One day, freaking want to go to a freaking Han museum. That'd be intense, but freaking. I remember I saw a video about it, and like just even watching it, I just felt very unsettled just by watching one of the videos. Like it's that intense, but I guess we should get started on why we're here, and that's to basically talk about where we were going, but also for future reference too, is that we talked about going to Hudson. Which I remember you telling me a story about how you and my dad went there. Like, what was it like? Do you remember how old you were? Or
I was very, very young.
Yeah.
I remember that. It was well before I was 13.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't know back then because it was a hush-hush thing because I was so little.
Yeah.
Your dad was like, don't you tell nobody.
Yeah.
Don't you tell nobody. So I was never allowed to tell anybody till I got older. And then I was like, fuck it, what you gonna do now?
Yeah.
Type thing. Yeah, me and your dad did a lot of stupid shit.
Yeah.
Both very, very into the paranormal. We played with the Ouija board. We had family on the Ouija board.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Kingsburg Hudson thing, I was very young. Very young. It's not even the same out there anymore. So, I mean, it's been, you figure, I'm 39 now, so it's been over 25 plus years.
Yeah.
Since that incident.
So like early 90s, mid 90s?
Mid 90s, yeah, because he had Big Red.
Big Red, yeah, that's right. And if I remember how the story went, I know it's been a while since I heard the story, but I think what I remember is that you guys were trying to leave, and Dad was starting the truck, and it didn't start.
Yep, we'd gone out there. We went out there, pulled over on the side of the road to see if we could see what everybody was talking about.
Yeah.
And he had previous experiences there as well. But he was, Friday night, nothing to do at home. Let's go. Don't tell Mom and Dad. Like, let's just go. So we went. So we got to the location, got out, nothing really going on. We stood there for a little bit. I mean, yeah, you get the chill in the air and the type of situation where you feel the cold air, like the wind's blowing.
Yeah.
But nothing's moving, type of thing. But then it didn't amount to any more than that. So we just decided, screw it, let's get out of here, let's go home. It's getting kind of late. So we go to get into Big Red, and he goes, start Big Red. Big Red would not start. Big Red always started.
Yeah.
Always started. Big Red would just da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, why out here? I don't want to have to find a pay. We didn't have cell phones at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, they did, but we weren't famous.
It was like house phones.
It was a brick phone. That was a cell phone time. We didn't have none of those. You had to go to a pay phone for it.
Yeah.
We're out in the middle of, fucking Egypt. That's where we were, County Road 49. I mean, at that time, nothing out there. It's just County Road. So all of a sudden he's sitting there, and I was like, man, both of us just a hair. You just get that sensation.
Yeah.
That something ain't right.
Yeah.
And we both just kind of get the instinct to turn, and look over our shoulders. So him sitting in the driver, me sitting in the passenger. We did one of these things, and it was like, holy fuck, we've got to go.
Yeah.
They just sitting in the back of the pickup truck, in the bed of the pickup truck, just boring at us. And about that time, you're dead. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. And she sputtered and sputtered and sputtered. I'm like, we gotta go. We gotta go. We need to go. We need to go.
Yeah.
Finally got her started. Tore ass out of there. Thankfully, nothing that I know of. Because they claim if she's in the back of your vehicle, she'll distract you because she's screaming. Well, it was the back of a pickup truck.
Yeah.
We didn't hear anything, but we seen her.
It was like the back seat. Or, we know Big Red doesn't have
Yeah,
that.
it was just the bed of the truck.
Yeah,
she was in the actual, she was in the bed of the truck. So, I mean, we didn't, they claim if she screams, she'll distract you, so you crash. Well, we never heard the scream, we just seen her.
Yeah.
And we tore ass out of there. I'm pretty sure we didn't get any bad juju from it, not that I would think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an experience.
And you haven't been there since. Because I know that's definitely a future thing, which I would want to address that to you guys as well, since I forgot to address it, because I'm kind of making this like a whole series, documentary kind of thing here on YouTube, just because like I really want to get in depth with this stuff, and like I want to get serious about it, because it's something that I've always enjoyed, even though I was freaking terrified about it growing up, but then I grew more like satisfied with it. Again, like it gets very serious, like you can get into very fucked up shit without even knowing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, I mean, there's like movies about it too. Like there's movies, there's freaking like newspapers on it. Like we have like the warning signs, but just like once you dive right into it, it's kind of just like, okay, like.
Well, The Exorcist is, I mean, the movie, it's based off of a true story. I mean,
yeah,
that's a
because instead it was a boy.
Yeah, instead it was a boy. But I mean, it's a prime example of when you mess with this stuff, you don't know what you're getting into. I mean, as for us, I mean, me as you and I, we're lucky because it's in our bloodline.
Yeah.
You know, it's been passed down to us. I was lucky enough, you know, to have your dad, who was kind of the more cautious one. Like, you know, be careful, don't. But I mean, for fuck's sakes, we played with the Ouija boards.
Yeah.
So, but I can remember when I was a teenager, I got the, I guess you could say cojones to go to the bookstore. There was a bookstore in the Greeley Mall at that time. And it's called the Necronomicon, but it's the Book of the Devil.
Yeah.
So I bought it, and an old good friend of mine, Dan, and I went out, and a buddy of ours went out to Lynn Grove Cemetery. They locked their gates now, but back then it was open at night.
Yeah.
And I took the Necronomicon into the cemetery. It wasn't the brightest idea. It wasn't. That was when I was in my young and dumb phase.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know what I was messing with. Had an experience there with reading out of the Necronomicon. And I was basically challenging a spirit that had appeared from across the way. Yeah. And he decided to charge me. So it was another one of those situations where let's get the hell out of here. Yeah. My buddy at the time had a Pontiac Grand Am, silver, and it sucked because it didn't have the automatic locks. It had the old school locks where you had to reach over and smack the locks to lock it, unlock it. He didn't lock it when we got there. When we went back to the car to get into the car, all the doors were locked. He was so scared, he went to take his keys out of his pant pocket, and he's fumbling with his keys to unlock the car door, and he dropped the keys. He was so scared. So I'm over on the other side of the car screaming at him, get your shit together, come on, we gotta get out of here, get your shit together. Okay, I'm trying. So he finally gets the car unlocked, and he gets in on his side, and he's trying to put the keys in the ignition. I'm like, hello, you still have two people outside the car. Unlock the goddamn doors. Yeah. So we finally get in. He gets the car turned on. He's trying to put his seatbelt on. And he's fumbling with his seatbelt. I finally went, Dan, god damn it, don't worry about the fucking seatbelt. Just put this thing in drive and let's go. Okay. So we made it out of there. That was on, I want to say around, it was close to Memorial Weekend, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure it was, because we had a barbecue with the family at Mom and Dad's house. Yeah. And so I was like, hey, Jay, look, guess what I did? What the fuck did you do? How goddamn dumb are you? I mean, he ripped my ass for having that. He made me give it to him, and he got rid of it. I wasn't allowed to have it, so I did. I gave it to him because he told me to give it to him. I wasn't going to go against his word.
Yeah.
So I gave it to him, and he got rid of it. So, so yeah, you really have to be. I mean, I know what Ghost Adventures do. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do that. Mm-hmm. You're getting yourself into a totally different realm.
Yeah.
That you know nothing about.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing about.
Yeah.
And those things can attach themselves to you. And it's a whole nother. It's a whole nother ballgame.
I feel like something that I've learned, because like I said, I wasn't really, as far as like experiencing it, I didn't really experience stuff as far as like small stuff until like after Dad passed, like when I was like 12, 13, like when I was with you guys, that's the one time like stuff like happened. And then, but I told this story earlier, and I'm pretty sure I made a video on it in the past where it was 2020 COVID. I was about 15, and this was like probably I'd say my first like experience I've ever had. I was sitting in the basement having YouTube on because it's quarantine, like we didn't have much to do. Right. And in the corner of my eye, on my peripheral, I can see the pool table and my sister's guitar that my dad gave her in its case. And at this point, I didn't know if it was in the case or not. But out of nowhere, like and there's a book, and so pool table, guitar, and then there's a bookshelf on the side of the wall. And out of nowhere, I just see, boop, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I paused and I looked, and I'm just like, and I tried to debunk it. So like I crack it open. I'm like, okay, the guitar is in there. And so like I tried to debunk it that way, but I'm like, there's so much weight, there's no way it could have just done that on its own. Someone would have to like put force to actually put it over like that.
Too, right? I was like standing like right here, you guys can't see, but like eye level, like this was me. Like I could still see the TV and I could see that on the corner of my eye. And as I'm flipping through YouTube, I have the lights on because this is exactly how it was. Like everything I have set up right now was exactly how it was when it happened. So like I'm just flipping through YouTube, right? And over here on the corner of my eye, I see this. Okay, well it wasn't that aggressive, but it was just here. I'll just do this. It was literally like this. It was literally like that.
So I was like, the only person I could think of was Dad. Because like I mean it's at home for one, and it's the guitar my dad gave her. So that was like the first like actual experience I had. Like I mean like I was trying to debunk it because I was very like I still believed it, but I didn't believe that like it would happen to me. But there's no other way I could debunk it because like how else would I do that with the guitar in it? So that was really crazy. I think I have a video clip from 2020 about me talking about that, and I tried to record it again, see if it'd do it again, but obviously it didn't. But I don't know, but that was like my really first like actual experience as far as like by myself, not with anyone else. But like as far as like my experience of like doing like little investigations here and there, I feel like what I learned is that always like start with inner peace, like like be respectful and like ask politely. Like that's something I've always learned. Because like I'm not trying to get into like I'm not trying to taunt anything. Like I'm just here like I mean I'm doing what I love, and I just want to be able to be like others who want to like try to get like like information now, like spirits, and like trying to get like evidence and stuff like that. Like it's very fascinating to me, and like it was kind of frustrating because like it never really happened to me, and like you can't really like force it to happen like to you.
Right.
So like when that first happened to me back in 2020, it was like really weird. But because I remember also later that summer, my brother, his girlfriend Megan, wanted to take me and my sister Rhiannon to Deerfield because he was there and had an experience there one night, and so we went there during the day, and I have a video on that as well. And we went there, and this was before like someone else bought the property. That way we couldn't go there anymore, which kind of sucks because I still wanted to go back, but at night, but we can't now. But when we did go there, like just it felt so weird. Like I just remember like looking through corners and just like I just saw a stack of like the old ass like beds with like the spring and whatnot, and I'm just like, oh, that's so weird. And I remember before we left, Zach was like, okay, here what I would do before we leave, politely ask the spirits to not follow you home and tell them that they had to stay here. I think Rhiannon did. I can't remember if I did or not, but I think I did. I'm not 100% sure because later on when me and Rhiannon were back home, we were upstairs in the living room. We had all the dogs in the living room. We still had the dog gate up at the time. I was playing my game. I had my headphones on all the way up, by the way, and I remember out of nowhere, freaking, like, let me remind you, so, like, volume all the way up on the headphones, clear as day, I hear boom, 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 up the steps. And I took my headphones off and I look and I'm like, and I look back and Rhiannon's jaw dropped. I was like, you heard that right? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, and we were both like, I swear, if something followed us back, but luckily that was all we got that night. Yeah. But I thought it was so crazy how I could hear that clear as day with my headphones on. I mean, granted, I was right next to the steps, which kind of makes sense, but still, like, I can't think of something that loud. And not only that, just that we knew that we were the only two home, too. So that was also a crazy thing, and I haven't really had anything happen since, so I'm really excited to get back into the groove of it. And not only that, but do it with you guys, too. And especially you, because I feel like you're the most experienced, I'd say, and like so you know more about it. That's why I come to you about it a lot, and whatnot. And so there's other stuff I wanted to address. Oh yeah, I kind of want you to tell the audience what you told me about the time you found out that you were a witch. Cause that was crazy.
This hasn't even been a full year yet. I was, obviously, as I was younger, I've always been fascinated in the paranormal. I've been fascinated in the afterlife. All of that stuff has always fascinated me, and I never really understood why. I'm also very into, like, herbal medicines and the rocks and the crystals, and I'm just me. But I was always fascinated. Like, to me, yes, death is sad, it's tragic, but there's something in that whole scenario of death that I find interesting. Like, I understand it's part of life, it sucks, but there's more to it to me. There's more there. So I've always been, I don't know, sometimes I question myself if I was weird because I was into this stuff. And then actually, we made a friend, and we kind of got to talking, and she's really into, the spirits thing, and the herbs, and she believes, and of course, like the incense and stuff that I like. Yeah. I actually was on TikTok of all things, and for some reason on my algorithm, it started popping up things about witches and signs, just tell you. I actually have the signs, palms, the indents on my palms that match up. Yeah. So I was like, oh, this is getting interesting. Yeah. Well, I'm sitting there working one day, and I notice I have a TikTok message. And I'm like, don't talk to anybody on TikTok. Like, so I pulled it up and I looked at it. And I'm like, okay, I don't know this, but I'm gonna check it out anyways. Yeah. So I was told that she contacted me because she was told to contact me from my ancestor spirit guides. And I was like, okay, like you're joshing me, like this is dumb. Like, okay, but I went along with it. Yeah. Then she started coming forward with information that I know nobody outside my few circle of people that know, somebody would not know these things. Yeah. At all. So she blew my mind. I had chills. I had everything. But she more or less told me that, I have the gift of being a witch, which blew me away. I kind of suspected it, but didn't know for sure. And then come to find out, was doing my research, going through, and there is witches in the bloodline that come from the German side.
That's crazy.
So yeah.
That's crazy, because like I would have never like thought that as far as like because I mean like I knew like it, I know like I was being like wanted to be involved in paranormal when the family, but I would have never thought of like, oh yeah, like you're a witch. Like I would have never thought that.
And it's funny because after I found out, you know, and I told, you know, certain people that, you know, I could trust.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not something I go, hey, everybody, I'm a witch, you know. It's not,
Yeah.
No, it's something I can keep to myself, but few, you know, good friends, hey, so did you know, I found out, and they're like, well, yeah. Like, it's not surprising at all to them.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, you just give off that vibe, like, you know, and then the friend that was here earlier, she said when she met me, she knew, you know, that vibe, she goes, I knew. So everybody that I've come across, and hey, you know, guess what I found? And they're like, well, duh.
Yeah.
I'm like, hello, we do.
Yeah.
Like, well, glad you knew, because I didn't.
Yeah.
But I do now.
Oh no, it's fun because like I remember like right when I got here, like you guys were here, and when I'm walking, you guys were about to do like a cleansing, and I was like, oh, you know, and then like, but I felt that like experience here, like it was just so intense too, like it felt like it wasn't like anything bad, but just like I could just like feel. I just felt a little different. It was really weird, especially when you guys were like praying. Like I even said like that was like the loudest silence I've ever heard.
Yeah, that is one thing that I always, when I'm doing a cleansing, and it's crazy because she's one of the ones that I've done a cleansing on the most.
Yeah.
She, you know, kind of gets herself into some stuff, but that's the one thing I do always include in my cleansing. Of course, at the end is always the prayer.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm not religious by any means, but I'm very spiritual.
Yeah.
I believe in a higher power. I believe in the man upstairs. But I think that's very crucial to what you're wanting to learn.
Yeah.
And it's been very crucial for me. That's why this right here, this necklace right here,
Yeah.
I have not taken off. I've been wearing it for 3 years. It's never once came off my neck. And it's actually, it's a sideways cross, which is a symbol of faith.
Yeah.
I've actually had a cross ripped off from my neck from doing paranormal stuff. Ripped clean right off my neck. Nobody was even around me, and just whoop.
Oh, that's crazy because oh man, that's it's oh man, but I'm trying to think because I know there's more stuff I wanted to cover, but we covered the witch story, covered basically talking about Hudson.
Oh, and I was going to point out what was fascinating is you had your first experience at 15.
Yeah.
Alone experience?
Alone experience,
I
yes.
had my first one at 14.
That's okay. I think we're at the point to where that we can get into talking about to where we're going tomorrow, which is because I remember because you sent me messages, and honestly, like when I read one of them, I believe it was the one about what's her name? Yes. My jaw, like I was reading that because I was outside with Kirby because we just got finished filming a part for the video I was telling him about, and like right afterwards, as how you pronounce her name again? Law? Yeah. I was because I was reading it and like I pronounced like her name wrong, and then Kirby's like, you don't know who that is? And I was like, no. And then like he was like shocked, and then I was like did I do something bad? Like am I supposed to know who this is? And then he told me, and then I read it and I was like, holy shit. And like no, like I generally got chills because I remembered the story that you told me, and then like when he was describing her, I was like, holy shit. Like that like resonates. So first, I'll read the one on top last, because I believe that is more around here, right? The Kingsburg,
which that's out on County Road 4.
Yeah, so I'll read the one about La Llorona. Yeah, so I can't. I'm too wide. I'm not good at freaking reading my R's. But the Weeping Woman. Several variations on this story exist. It apparently has its roots in Mexico. Sightings of the ghostly woman dressed in black are reported in areas of Latino residents and usually carry a warning to children. La Llorona is a story about a woman whose children drowned, and she now appears along bodies of water, usually lakes or rivers, weeping and looking for her children. In many cases, her name is used as a warning to bad children who are told that La Llorona might drown them if they seek out at night. A few years ago, a Greeley family driving over the South Platte River Bridge east of Greeley claimed they saw La Llorona kill a large bull that wandered too close to her. That's the part that gave me chills. It was like, a fucking bull? Like those things are fucking like
Yeah,
huge.
Yeah, I mean, and the South Platte runs just right down
Yeah.
the street from my house.
Yeah, so it was that part that freaking got me. And I was reading it to Kirby, and I'm just like, fucking...
Yeah, and the bridge, I mean, it could be that bridge, it could be the bridge over here. So.
And so what I want to ask you is that since like it's starting to resonate, when you and my dad were there at the river, and you saw, like, laying on the bed of the Big Red, do you believe that was her?
It could have been. I don't know. There's so much history there. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
You know what exactly, because I mean there's several stories of the women drowning their children.
Yeah.
In the rivers and of course you have the one that sits up in the tree.
Yeah.
Too. So. It could have been, but the woman that I seen doesn't depict that.
Okay.
Yeah. So the one that I seen was more what the Kingsburg witch.
Okay.
Witch.
Which I'll get into that more a little bit later. But I just wanted to get that one out of the way because I'll read the top one once we start. Because I'll say a little bit about Riverside. I remember it was 2019. It was me, Ethan, and Adam. And then when we recorded something for a video, they're like, "Oh, let's go to Riverside." I was like, "Oh, I've never been." They're like, "All right, let's go." And we go, and I remember I still had the video up. I just remember going there. I'm just like, I think at the point I got there, like, I didn't know if it was because I was tripped out or something, because I was like about 14. I just remember just getting this weird vibe, just like going throughout the park. I'm just like, it's a nice park, but I'm just like, something just doesn't feel right. Like, I don't know if that's just me being creeped out because like there's not as much people or anything, but I just remember feeling like creeped out. And like I think I even mentioned it like in that video too from 4 years ago, that like I was like feeling genuinely like freaked out, and I think I said something that like, man, like this park looks like nice, but like just something doesn't feel right about it. Like I think I said something along those lines, and that's crazy because at that point I knew nothing about the place.
And it was when they were starting to build like the park, the Riverside Park. All it was at the time was the lake. Then half of the sidewalks, but we were walking down the one side, the back sidewalk where the river runs right there, and then there's the lake, and we seen a guy in, what was it, a black hoodie?
I can't remember.
A black hoodie, black pants, like come out from behind these trees while we went over there, and like we went on the trail, and he like disappeared out of thin air.
There's a person right there. It was a person. I think it's a person.
And it was just really weird. It was creepy at the time because all that's in that area when they were building it was just trees. They were in dirt sidewalk or dirt walkways. That's all that it was. And the lake and the river, and that was it.
Yeah, so that's like really my own personal input on it. So when we went there, obviously it was like during the day still too, but I still felt like, I think at that point too, like I wasn't really involved with my emotions and that kind of stuff because I didn't necessarily like, I'm probably just freaked out, but...
Well, I mean, every time that I go there, I mean, me and Ethan went there recently over the summer because of all the rain.
Yeah.
We were watching the levels of the river because it was getting really high.
Yeah.
But me, even walking on the trails and going in certain areas, it felt like people are watching you.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's nobody there. There's nobody around you. I mean, it's pretty secluded. I mean, yeah, people... walk there and stuff, because it's a nice area to walk. They have all these nice sidewalks. You can go up around the lake by the river. That's why they call it Riverside. You're right there next to the river.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I totally agree. The vibe there is just, it's pretty iffy.
And that's crazy because that was before I knew anything about it too, so...
Well, like I said, it's the South Platte.
Yeah.
There's a lot of history. In the South Platte, just because, like I said, previous floods, we've had big floods.
Yeah.
After the 2013 floods decimated a park in northern Colorado, the community in Evans held strong. The town of Evans was almost completely underwater from the flooding. Homes and parks were ruined. But after years of hard work, Riverside Park has been transformed and is now officially open. The rebuild features climbing walls, swing sets, trails, and sports fields. The mayor of Evans said it's it's more than just a park. It's a symbol of the community's strength.
A lot of stuff happens in rivers.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff happens in bodies of water.
Yeah.
And another thing is too, spirits are drawn to big bodies of water.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that whole area, I mean, even from here all the way through, I mean, BJ's grandma's farm, South Platte runs right through her property.
Yeah.
The vibe out there is pretty iffy. I mean,
It's like along that river, there's just like something like continuously going on with it. That's just like
it's non-stop.
Yeah.
I can remember a night that we were out there. We had a big bonfire one night. We were over on her. The way it used to be before the flood happened is she had both sides of 18th.
Yeah.
Was her property. And it was just two-way road. And then she had both sides. The road cut right through it. Well, we were over on the south side.
Yeah.
Of her property. We were having a big old bonfire. Come to find out, there was a gentleman, because there was a bridge that ran over there that the South Platte ran under.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman that hung himself on that bridge. So, I decided to take a walk, and it was me and a couple other friends. At the time, we'd gone for a walk, and I can remember, approaching the bridge and just feeling really, really uneasy.
Yeah.
And it was like July, so it was hot out, but it got extremely cold.
Yeah.
In that area, and I can remember seeing the, kind of trying to, I guess, center my energy, and I could see the outline of the gentleman hanging from the bridge. But yeah, the vibe out there is just, it's really, really eerie.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's South Platte runs right through it. There's a lot of history.
Yeah.
I mean, even out east on all that property, all that land. I mean,
yeah.
Really, there's history everywhere
you
go. Just some areas more
intense than others. Yeah.
And then, of course, being close to a river.
Like you said, anything happens in rivers.
Anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I brung up the South Platte on Google, and the first thing I read as a news article was deaths at the Platte River.
Yeah. It's insane how many people have unfortunately died in that river.
I can't imagine that.
Well, hell, just this past summer when we were sitting here, Corey was over here, all of a sudden, man, we had heard sirens like crazy. So we're like, what the hell's going on? They're stopping like right up here.
Yeah.
Well, then we saw a couple of the brush fire trucks come into the parking lot down there, and then actually drive into all the field and shit next to the river. So we're like, what the hell's going on? Like, we're gonna go check this out. So we get in Corey's car, get up on the highway. Well, they have cop cars, ambulances, fire trucks on both sides of the highway. And they're over on the outsides.
And they're wearing life vests.
They're wearing life vests. They have the rescue boat out.
This is a lot more than I was expecting, to be honest.
There's a lot of like
Yeah.
there's a lot of history and shit over here.
Yeah, there's a lot more that I didn't even know about for like a long time. Like for the longest time, you guys have lived here. There's a lot I just didn't really know about. So that's crazy to
There's
me.
stuff that I'm still finding out. I was like, whoa, wait, what?
Yeah, for real. Like just what was it, a year ago, 2 years ago? A lady had killed herself over here on this other street.
Yeah.
She hung herself in her bedroom.
Oh my god. That's oof.
Yeah, because
it's
my
actually Denver Street right across the street right over here.
Yeah, because my
You can
aunt
actually see the house from our back window.
Yeah, my aunt was living in the house across the street from it.
Yeah.
Well, me and my little brother were taking out the trash cans. Adam, we were taking out the trash cans, and we were going into the alley. Well, as we were coming off the back porch, we seen all these flashing lights over there. And so, I came inside, told my dad, and me and my little brother were going to run over there, because in case it was my aunt. She lived alone. She's, I don't know how old she is. But, we were going to go over there and check what happened. Well, my dad was like, hold on, let me call her. Well, he called her, and that's when we found out that her neighbor across the street had killed herself.
And her husband found her.
And her husband found her in the bedroom.
That's
It's been, what, 2 years? No.
About 2 years, yeah.
2021 was when that.
Yeah.
Early 2021.
Yeah, early 2021. It was still cold outside. It was January,
Yeah,
around
it was still
January.
cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was still
right,
snow.
It's right after Christmas. I do
Yeah.
remember that.
It'd be like
It was
right
after the first of
yeah.
the, somewhere a little after the New Year.
Yeah, it was there. It was
I do
yeah, it was
remember
cold
that.
outside. There was snow on the
I
ground
remember
still.
Christmas lights still being on some of the houses.
Mhm.
So yeah.
That's
Yeah, and you go over in that area, and that area just feels really weird because the house next to it is now
Condemned.
It's an abandoned house that crack users use and all that.
Mm-hmm. It's all
So-
boarded up. The windows are boarded up now.
Yeah,
So.
there is 14% left on the camera.
okay. So I think what I want to get through next is that since we're going there tomorrow, I just want to see if we have figure out a little game plan about what we want to do. Because I know I talked to Kirby, Hunter, and Zach, and Ty. So there was 4 of them, and I said that they'll probably meet at Stacy's, and they'll probably take one car, and I'll send them the address to here that they can meet us here. Probably take Hunter's truck, and that way, yeah, just have them meet us here, and I guess we just kind of go from there as far as going down there, and I do have my second camera, so if we ever need a second, I'll have that camera, and just if certain aspects of it as we go through, it would just be good to have 2 different aspects. So yeah, I think we'll just figure it out once we do it. I'm excited, and now that I know more about it, I'm a little nervous. Because I already knew when I first went down there, I don't think I've been down there since then. It's been 4 years.
And another thing about the river and over there and by Riverside and all that is a lot of homeless live over there in the trees and all that.
A lot of it right now, though, they're more under the bridges.
Yeah, they're more into the bridges and stuff now. But there's a lot of homeless and trash and all that because of them living over there.
Yeah.
And all that.
Well, we'll stick to the main trail.
Yeah, the main trail
goes from there over.
Yeah. Because I feel with me too, because with me trying I feel I just want there to be a moment where I kind of just sit down where it's just me and I kind of just feel the environment around me.
That's the perfect place to do it.
Cause
Yeah,
I kind of want to do a part where I'll have a camera on me, I'll probably have the tripod set up, and then I kind of want to be in a place even though it's kind of ballsy. But I'm not one to taunt or anything like that. I know better not to.
Yeah, I mean, there's benches and stuff there
there's
are secluded.
Because I want there to be a moment where, because I feel that would be best for me to experience more stuff too. Is being on my own and just sitting there and just feeling the environment around me. Maybe asking questions. Maybe I'll have a voice memo going and have the camera too. That way we have both a recording going and the camera on me. That way we can catch debunk things if we need to and whatnot. So that's something I also want to do. And we can just go along. I don't know if we it's kind of just go from there. But that's one thing I know that I want to do. I know what you guys want to do if you guys want to think of stuff. I won't go down there, but but that's mine. And whatnot. And yeah, I think we kind of.
There is trails that we can go on that get us super close to the river.
Yeah.
We can go to where we can walk to the other bridges, all that. You just get on these trails, you can walk, and it's really secluded. There's all you see is trees.
I think the perfect spot's when you go down and it's a roundabout circle, and then you can go to the RV park, or that would be perfect because it's right up on a hill.
Yeah.
Overlooks the river.
And you can see the other bridge too from that
absolutely.
point. You have to walk out a little bit to actually be by the river, but you can see everything.
Also, another thing too that we could maybe do tomorrow day is that. Because I know you have your equipment, but I thought I kind of wanted to go on a cheap ghost hunting spree, which I heard something you go to Petco the light out cat balls.
I was just talking about this because I seen it in the Sam and Colby video.
Yeah, that's where I got it from, and we can do that, and the Home Depot flashlights,
temperature guns.
Yeah, that too. I'm gonna keep it cheap though because I'm broke. But
yeah, we have a temperature gun.
Okay.
It might not be accurate, but it works.
But at some point, I want to get a ghost. I forget what they're called, but you set it down and it
a
goes
REM
up.
pod. The one where the metal rod comes. Yeah, it's a REM pod.
Yeah, I want to get a REM
I have
pod.
a REM pod in my kit.
I remember we have an REMF detector. Yeah. That's one that I remember from when we did the seance here from 4 years ago.
Yeah, and I still have not listened to that. I have not ever listened to it, so
Yeah.
that could be interesting.
Yeah. But I don't think we got a whole lot within that video. I
I
think.
don't think so. I don't know. You never know, though.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but this time we're actually like legit going out there, and it's something that I've dreamed of as a kid too, because I've always wanted to get involved in these things. I'm super excited to do more things like this in the future. But I think we covered everything as far as what Tamar is and Hudson for the future. But it's, yeah, so we can do that tomorrow too, if that's okay with you. Get a little bit of stuff because I'm kind of unprepared, other than my freaking 2 cameras and my phone.
Another scary place we can go, like adventure, is the abandoned schoolhouse. It's on.
You just can't get busted up.
It's on a dirt road. There's nothing really around it besides maybe one house.
Yeah.
And it's an abandoned schoolhouse. It's all boarded up, everything.
Yeah. Okay. So that and something I also want to do for a future reference is like this is unrelated to Riverside or Hudson, but there is haunted ice cream shop up in downtown Fort Collins. And I know I've been wanting to go there. I remember there's actually a story. Me and the guys want to go up there, so we went up there on like a Saturday afternoon, and we went there, and like we were gonna go in, but like we couldn't go in because it was like so busy, and like the line was coming like out to like the public like sidewalk, and I was like, oh shit. So we're gonna figure out a time like to go there like maybe during the week. That way we can go in later. It's less busy to ask. Because I guess like in like the basement of that place there used to be like a what's it called? Where like they used to like keep bodies.
Morgue?
A morgue, yeah. They said that there was a morgue down there. And so I kind of want to go ahead and check that out if we can. Like I know like they're still in business, so like I don't know what like the priorities are there. But I feel but that's something on the list. And I was wondering if that was something that you guys would be down for as well.
Absolutely.
Alright, so that's a future reference. Hudson will definitely be future.
We can also do the courthouse here in Greeley because
Yeah.
it's also haunted. The train station.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
You can
A lot of
actually
places.
get if you talk to the right person, you can actually get ghost tours of the courthouse.
Yeah, there's actually a Greeley or Weld County Paranormal or something.
Yeah, when I was in 7th grade, we went and visited the courthouse, and they took us to the haunted clock thing, the haunted courtroom,
yeah.
everything.
So a lot of locations for the future, and we're just only getting started. So I'm really excited about it. Paranormal aside, but I'm just want to say that I'm very excited to like be reunited as kind of like a family again. I know it's been like 2 years, and like I just also want to say, like, granted, you know, like as far as like the family drama, I won't say obviously it's personal, but I'll say like as far as like all that, like you guys have always been like family to me, and I know it's been like 2 years, because I know that there's like shit in between there, but like you guys have always like, especially after Dad passed, you guys have always been like family to me. Like we've grown close, and either if it's just me being annoying, freaking recording stuff all the time and whatnot, but I'm very excited for this. It's gonna be a cool experience, and then ready to see some spooky shit, and not trying to get into any trouble though. I'm just want to show like the spookies, you know. I'm trying to freaking, you know, I'm not trying to freaking die by a demon. So even though I make jokes about dying all the time, but anyways, but the camera's about to die. I think we covered everything. I don't know how long this is gonna be, but I'll see you guys in the third part where we're getting ready for Riverside tomorrow. Hopefully I get the guys over here. We're planning all that. And any last things you guys want to say, or?
No, I think we covered it.
Alright, well, I'm not sure how long this has been. Probably like over an hour.
This one is 42 minutes. The other one was 30 something.
Yeah, so it's been over an
It's
hour.
gonna be a long one.
Yeah, so I'm very excited and get some spooky shit. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Her and my dad growing up, like there's been stories like they've been through some like fucked up shit. Like, I mean, there's stories about like my dad being involved with the Ouija board.
Dad, god damn it, don't worry about the fucking seatbelt. Just put this thing in drive and let's go. Okay.
It seems to be legit, no joke. kill a large bull that wandered too close to her. That's the part that gave me chills. It was like a fucking bull.
Hopefully we don't die and get cursed.
We won't.
Is there anyone with me here right now? Yes or no? Light fucking moved, and it's not even windy out.
Paranormal and supernatural is the same thing. It's the dead basically coming back. That's not supernatural?
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. What the fuck?
What the? Yeah, that was like a fucking
Cut and a lot of like gibberish.
Yeah.
Like just us walking and not seeing anything.
Holy shit! Like people are actually intrigued in these kinds of videos, and I love making these kinds of videos. What the fuck? God damn it.
Probably drive by. Probably, dude. Holy. Oh shit! What the hell? Okay.
Meanwhile, you were so afraid to grab that. Oh. My palms got all of that. Where's the other one?
Well, try some home, kids.
Well, I mean, they kind of have to if they want ramen.
Well, don't